Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, we got tons of Miami Heat news coming out today. We got a legend calling out Jimmy Butler, and I know you guys are tired of hearing Jimmy Butler because he's no longer on this team, but you guys are definitely going to want to hear what he said because it was involving the Miami Heat during the time he was here. We also got a superstar possibly on the trade market that could be linked to the Miami Heat. And no, we're not talking about LaMelo or Anthony Edwards. We're talking about a champion. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys do, keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. And today is day 51 out of 365 days that we've been consistently uploading. I couldn't do it without you guys. You absolutely mean the world to me. I love y'all. And let's get back into today's video. So we're going to talk about Oladipo, but where I want to get at is right here, right? So I feel like Tim Hardaway Jr. has been calling out Jimmy Butler like these last 3 days, right? He feels the type of way clearly, right? And he just wants to expose Jimmy Butler. He says, Tim Hardaway Jr. says, Jimmy Butler was never really injured in Miami and used to take games off, which led to Miami being stuck in the play-in. He says, I don't want to be in the play-in games anymore. I want to be in the playoffs, have a week off, prepare, and be ready for our opponent. We'll be fresh. Jimmy didn't want to do that. Jimmy wanted to keep doing what he always did, taking games off. He wasn't hurt. He was just taking games off. Now, I've been saying this forever. I think every Miami Heat fan know this. Now, if he's faking injuries, then that's something else, right? Then that's a little bit different. But I just never understood when people go into like a big debate with me, like, what does it matter? We have Jimmy Butler, so if we have Jimmy Butler, it doesn't matter if we're 8th seed or the 10th seed, we're still going to be fine. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is having good seeding. Look at the Boston Celtics. They had the number 1 seed last year, right? And you could say, well, they went through a cupcake walk. Well, that's what happens when you have the number 1 seed. You get favorable matchups. And even if those star players were playing, they still probably would have won. You know what I mean? And so Jimmy Butler did do this a lot. I mean, you could look at the games played. It'll be like he played 64 games, right? But then realistically, he played 40 games where he was out there trying. And that's why Pat Riley was at this point with the contract situation. Like, listen, go hard for this season, and then we'll get back to you next year if we want to pay you. I mean, it was that simple. Pat Riley knew what Jimmy Butler was doing, and it definitely was affecting this Miami Heat team. Since we made it to the finals once, being a playing team, everybody thinks it's easy to do it again. It's not. And that's why I want the regular season to be taken serious. And it just feels like when Jimmy was here, it wasn't being taken serious. But once again, let me know in the comment sections, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys believe this? Because I definitely seen it on the court, right? And then he's not obviously on the Miami Heat, but I thought this was cool to talk about. Victor Oladipo said he's not retiring and still has a lot left in the tank. I'm not retiring. It's just not what I'm doing right now. I got a ton left in the tank. I'm training, rehabbing every day. Let me know in the comment sections if you would love to see a Victor Oladipo reunion, possibly with the Miami Heat. Right? And we're going to get to that. Don't worry. Don't worry. And he wasn't hurt. He was just taking games off. So that's the same thing, right? And then also, Tyler Herro says the Heat aren't far off from being title contenders. I know a lot of people was correcting me in the comment sections, but this is the full tweet. He says, right now, I don't think we're far off. Just to continue to get better every single day. We have a young group, a new group, build championship habits. We've been there before. We just have to get back to that point. So that's I like what he said right there. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. once again said, the Blazers wanted Herro, Bam, and some draft picks. First of all, he's not going to give up Kentucky guys. You have to remember those two are from Kentucky. He's not going to trade no Kentucky guy. Tim Hardaway Jr. says, so if we're going by this logic right here, Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo will never be traded ever in his career. So let me know if you believe that. And then, yes, we are going to get to this point. So this came out today from Shams. And to be honest with you guys, I know a lot of people don't really believe in Shams. A lot of people think Shams makes fake stories and all this other stuff up. But I'm just reporting what he's saying at the moment. He said Giannis wants to stay in Milwaukee, but if he doesn't see sustained long-term success there, he will look elsewhere, which is very, very interesting. And then also, the betting favorites came out to land Giannis. And the Knicks are plus 400. The Brooklyn Nets are plus 450. And the Miami Heat are plus 600. Now, when I see stuff like this, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? But typically when I see the Miami Heat are the favorites, I know for a fact that we're not going to land the player. I just know for a fact. So the fact that the Miami Heat are still top 3 gives me some hope, right? It really does give me some hope. Now, do I believe this? I believe it to a certain extent, right? The Milwaukee Bucks are in a very interesting position, right? So currently they're 29 and 24, right? And Bobby Portis did get suspended, right? He got suspended for 25 games. And we just have to watch for the Bucks this postseason, right? So if the Bucks lose and the first round or the second round, and then come back next year and start struggling once again, Giannis is going to request a trade. I 100% believe it. I 100% believe it. Why does he want to continue to stay on this team? He's only getting older. He still wants to win championships, right? And then you got to realize his second best player is 34 years old. So next year he'll be 35 years old and only have 1 year left on his deal. Outside of that, outside of the young players, this roster is not really constructed well at all, right? You got Kuzma and you got Brook Lopez on an expiring deal. Bobby Portis is pretty much damn near on an expiring deal next year, same as Pat Connaughton. I mean, this team is going to be totally different in the next year or so. And so that's why it definitely raises a lot of eyebrows when this report comes out, because there has to be some truth to it. Look at the roster. We got creative players here. Stanley, Ryan Rollins, Liam, Tyler Smith, Andre Jackson Jr. is cool. Chris Livingston, Gary Trent Jr. is going to be a free agent. Taurean Prince is going to be a free agent. Jericho Sims is going to be a free agent. There's a lot of free agents. Brook Lopez. So we'll see what happens with this team, and we should definitely keep an eye on him. Also, I'm going to show you his contract, where Giannis's contract. Well, actually, you just seen it right there. I'm tripping right now. But for Giannis's play, for anybody that says, oh, I don't want to trade for Giannis or this like that, you don't know basketball, right? This dude's averaging 32 points a game, 12 rebounds, 6 assists while shooting 60% from the field. I'm trading Bam Adebayo for Giannis. I don't care what anybody says. I am trading Tyler for Giannis. Giannis can change this franchise around right away. MVP. We don't have no MVP on this team. We don't even have a champion on this team. We have a champion and an MVP player right here. And you're going to offer, I would even offer Spo. Straight up, I'm offering Spo for Giannis. Let me know what you guys think about this. I mean, the Heat could trade some pieces, right? Obviously, you got your young guys. I'm trading Kel'el Ware for Giannis. I don't care what y'all say. I'm trading Kel'el Ware, Jaime, or you could throw in Jovic. If they all ask for all three, let's do it. I don't care. But if they ask for two, then fine. Let's do it too. If they're going to ask for Bam, I mean, we're not going to trade the young guys, but we can give you Bam Adebayo and some draft picks, and let's do the trade. I'm like straight up, and I love Bam, but Giannis is a different type of breed. Different type of breed that you guys need to understand. He is a monster. So like I said, we got to watch out for the Bucks in the next year or so, especially during next year's trade deadline. I don't think this trade is going to happen anytime soon, but the Miami Heat are waiting for that next star to be shipped off. It could be Anthony Edwards. It could be Ja Morant. It could be Trae Young. But if we want to go after the big wheel is right here staring at our face, Giannis. And so we'll see what happens with that. Let me know in the comment sections. What do you guys think about this, man? Because obviously this is a big thing coming out right now. A big thing. And I just want to show you one more thing real quick, because just look at our competition, right? Just look at the competition. The New York Knicks, how are they pulling this off? I mean, if the Bucks want to stay relevant still, maybe they take on some players, maybe Mikal, OG, but that doesn't make much sense, right? The Brooklyn Nets, yes, they have money, and yes, they have picks, but they're not going anywhere, right? They're not going to win. He wants to win championships. Miami makes perfect sense. The Lakers is not happening. They just traded for Luka. The Clippers is not happening, right? The Houston Rockets make perfect sense, right? The Warriors not happening. Toronto's not happening. The Spurs, OKC is not happening. So, I mean, you got to worry about the Spurs, the Rockets, and then it's really the Miami Heat. Maybe I'm being biased, but I feel like we have, I think, 3 to 4 tradable picks for Giannis. We have the young guys. I mean, the two destinations, according to this, is going to be the Knicks and Miami Heat. But let me know what you guys think about this. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. I love you guys, and I'm out. Peace.